Okay, so whenever you enter Islands of Adventure, one of the first thing that gets your attention is the Incredible Hulk coaster. It's to the left of you, it's big, it's green, like a very bright green, and it sometimes will scream at you. Yep, it does that sometimes. But that's besides the point. I find the Incredible Hulk coaster to be the most intense roller coaster in both Universal parks. And today, I don't know, I just wanted to talk about one of my favorite roller coasters. So, I hope you enjoy, and if you do, please subscribe. I'm begging. Okay, so I would start out with just the layout and talking about each element as we go through it, but I'd like to start out with the story of the ride because, you know, it's a universal ride. They have to have their stories and pretty good theming, even if it's just a B&M looper. I should probably also mention there are two versions of the story. The original one from 1999 and the refurbished 2016 one. Well, I say refurbished even though it's really retract, but that's whatever. I'll probably go through both, but I will probably put more detail into the newer one because that's the one I've written, and I don't know. This is kind of glossing over the old story, but essentially it's just Bruce Banner wants to reverse the effects of the Hulk and the gamma radiation on him, and you guys are test experiments. And so this is the first experiment, and it goes horribly wrong, turning all of you guys into the Hulk, and then you guys go on your little journey, which would be the layout of the ride. Personally, I think this fits a lot better than the one we have now. I mean, the one we have now, it works. I just like this older version better because I feel like it fits with the rest of the Marvel Superhero Island more. I mean, the Hulk is kind of just separated from everything, but still. Let's compare the entrances. The one we have now is just a statue of the Hulk carrying one of the trains with the old track going over it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I find this really cool. But comparing it with the rest of the land, isn't it just kind of weird? Because when you go through the rest of it, you see, you know, a lot of this comic cutouts, like they're coming to life. And then you just get like the random MCU looking Hulk statue in front of the Hulk. But then look at the old one of, you know, Bruce Banner transforming it into the Hulk. Of course, it doesn't fit with the story we have now, which I'm about to go over. But it kind of just doesn't fit well for me. It looks kind of weird when compared to everything else. But I don't know. That's just a little spoiled nitpick of mine. Yeah. Anyways, the story that we have now is about General Thunderbolt Ross. It's a pretty well-known Marvel villain. He's the Red Hulk. He's the evil military man. And he's conducting an experiment trying to turn other people into the Hulk. And if you're on the ride, then you signed up to be one of those people. It's pretty simple. I thought I was gonna have to say a lot more, but you know, that's really all it is. I mean, it's not bad. Like I said, I still feel like it's good. I mean, the old one fit a lot better in my opinion, but it still works. Anyways, let's get into the layout of the ride and also my review of it. The ride starts with you going up a lift with the robot lady telling you,
Initiating gamma exposure. Fear levels. Hulk mutations rising rapidly.
you then launch 40 miles per hour into a zero-G roll. Before we continue going, I just want to talk about the launch and the zero-G roll. Firstly, the launch. It's probably the best in all of Florida. I mean, I haven't been to SeaWorld in a while, which still, honestly, I know that we're kind of in the meta of just airtime and, you know, extreme ejector or floater moments. but just feeling a bunch of positive G's just rush to you as you just get pinned down into your seat is one of the best feelings on a roller coaster. And then right after you go into Zero Zero, which gives you a pop of airtime, which I mean, it's the only time you really get airtime on this ride, but honestly, I still feel like the rest of it makes up for it. There's just something about getting instantly pinned down to your seat, then floating upwards, which just it's just extremely satisfying to me, especially with the audio just kicking in the background with the soundtrack made from Patrick Stump of Fall Out Boy. You then enter into a Cobra roll and then a vertical loop. That Cobra roll is also one of my favorite elements. Whenever it's your first few rides on the ride, it's almost a gray out moment. It's an amazing feeling for positive G's because you just keep going up. The rest of it, I mean, yeah, it's pretty feel good, but then also, like, just one of the best things this ride does is that it has flow. You know, you go from one element to the next really smoothly. But then again, it is just a B&M looper with just a bunch of cookie cutter elements, and you know, so that doesn't really change much. But I don't know. I feel like the sequence of each of them are pretty good. Or something, I don't know, just isn't really scripted. I'm kind of just going off right now. But you know what? Thank God this was an old B&M looper, because while everyone now just has more, you know, RMC inspired elements, which I mean, yeah, I love them. They are insane. It's just, this just has, you know, just a feel. But then it also being retracked to like it, so it still feels modern, but it keeps the same intensity of from the 90s. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how else to describe it besides that. I don't know. Okay, I swear, the app session is over, even though we're only 50% done with this ride. And then I'm gonna talk more. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Let's just keep going. You then enter a tunnel underneath the main entrance, which gives you some, you know, refreshing mist, which is pretty good for this Florida sun. And then you enter a wraparound, a run around the oh my god, why can't I talk? Okay, you then enter a wraparound around the launches tunnel. Okay, there we go. Which, I mean, yeah, it's pretty nice. Not much to say here. Then you then enter a corkscrew into the main second half of the ride. Now, in my opinion, this is where the ride starts to fall off a bit. I think the beginning is amazing. But then, you know, this part is, I mean, it's alright. It really matters what type of day you're going in. If the ride is hauling, then, oh boy, that's crazy. But I'm pretty sure on the average Joe Schmo day, it's alright. Then again, that could just be spoiled doozy me talking, who's only been to like 2 parks. But anyways, you then enter a vertical loop, which goes over the mid-course brake run, which is pretty cool. And then you enter a few turns into the previously mentioned mid-course brake run. And now, this is the main difference between each and every ride, is how strong those brakes are running. It can make this ride go insane at the end, or it can make you crawl. But honestly, even when it does crawl, I feel like the rest of the ride is at least decent enough to just let this ending pass. You know, of course, it's not the best ending of all time, but then again, it is kind of just the ending where it feels this bad. I did say the second half is kind of where it falls off. I think it's mainly because of the ending, if I'm being really honest. The rest of it, like, you know, I still feel like it's fine. Like, I still think it does good enough. You still feel like you're in your seat. You still feel the excitement. But, you know, this is a blue ball. This mid-course is a blue ball if it's going really slow, which most of the time it is. So, yeah, I don't really know how to transition to an ending here, but, could I have explained a lot of stuff better? Yeah. Am I just saying a bunch of useless stuff that doesn't really matter too? Yeah. Could I have added a lot more? Yeah. But, I'm just trying to get back into making videos. So, if you could subscribe, that would be nice. But, I hope you enjoyed the video. I mean, if you stuck around this long, you probably have. Or, you're just here to make fun of me, which, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But, yeah, and, I hope you enjoyed.